Have you ever woken up and immediately knew it was going to be one of those days? The alarm didn't go off. You spilled coffee on your shirt. Traffic was a nightmare, and by 9 a.m. you're already exhausted and defeated. We've all been there, haven't we? That sinking feeling in your chest that whispers, "This day is ruined." But what if I told you that God has something powerful to say about those terrible, horrible, no-good mornings? Let me share with you a verse that has revolutionized how I approach difficult days. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118:24. Read that again slowly. This is the day, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but this very day, the Lord has made. Even the day that started with burnt toast and a flat tire. Even the day when everything seems to be falling apart before breakfast. Even this day belongs to God. The psalmist isn't writing from a place of comfort and ease. Psalm 118 comes from a context of struggle and triumph. The writer had just been surrounded by enemies, threatened on every side, and pushed to the brink of destruction. This isn't a fairy tale celebration. It's a battle-tested declaration. The rejoicing here isn't because everything is perfect. It's because God is sovereign over everything, including our worst mornings. Think about the weight of those words. The Lord has made. God didn't just allow this day. He crafted it. He authored it. Before you opened your eyes, before that first frustration hit, God already knew every detail of this day and called it into existence. That means your bad morning isn't a cosmic accident or evidence that God forgot about you. It's part of a day that bears His fingerprints, His purpose, His intentional design. Now, here's where it gets challenging. The psalmist says, "We will rejoice and be glad in it." Not "we might," or "we'll try," or "if circumstances improve." Will. This is a decision, a choice, an act of spiritual warfare against discouragement. You see, rejoicing in a good day requires no faith. Rejoicing when everything is falling apart, that's when we declare that our joy isn't dependent on our circumstances but on our unchanging God. I'm not suggesting you fake happiness or pretend everything is fine when it's not. That's not biblical joy. That's denial. What I'm telling you is that you can acknowledge the difficulty while simultaneously choosing to trust that God is working even in the chaos. You can say, "Yes, this morning has been terrible, and God is still good, still sovereign, still working all things together for my benefit." Both truths can coexist. Here's a practical reality. Satan loves to steal your entire day based on one bad hour. He wants that morning frustration to color every moment that follows. He whispers, "See, it's all going downhill from here." But when you take authority over your day by declaring Psalm 118:24, you're refusing to give the enemy that power. You're saying, "Devil, you may have disrupted my morning, but you don't get to define my day. God does." There's something profoundly powerful that happens in your spirit when you speak this verse out loud during difficulty. It shifts your perspective from victim to victor. It moves you from reactive to intentional. It transforms you from someone who is being dragged through a terrible day to someone who is walking purposefully through a day the Lord has made. The circumstances might not change immediately, but you change, and that changes everything. Let me be clear. Choosing to rejoice doesn't mean ignoring wisdom or refusing to address problems. If your day started badly because of poor planning, fix that. If there are practical changes needed, make them. But while you're solving problems, do it from a posture of faith rather than defeat. Do it believing that even the hard days serve God's purposes in refining you, strengthening you, teaching you to depend on Him. So tomorrow morning, before your feet hit the floor, speak this verse. When the coffee spills, speak it again. When traffic is gridlocked, declare it. When that difficult email comes through, remind yourself whose day this really is. You're not denying reality. You're declaring a higher reality. You're choosing to see your day through God's eyes rather than your frustration's lens. Your bad morning doesn't have the final word. God does. And He says this is the day He has made. Now the question is, will you partner with Him in rejoicing, or will you partner with your circumstances in complaining? The choice, beloved, is yours. But I'm telling you from experience, when you choose to rejoice in the day God has made, even the worst mornings become opportunities for His glory to shine through your willing spirit. That's not positive thinking. That's the transforming power of scriptural truth applied to everyday life.